There's nothing better than being in the quietness of the country. So as I'm here, just at Limpin Wood, northwest of Mount Warning, and Mount Warning's over my right shoulder, it feels so right. It just feels so calm and tranquil, and this is the place for me. That mountain has had an incredibly significant impact on me, particularly over the last couple of years, but for many years before that. Now, it wouldn't have even happened if I hadn't met my wife. So Karen comes from Uwangalla, which is to the right when looking from the northern direction. And I met Karen the year after high school, so that has now become a significant feature for me ever since I was 18. But specifically, with incredible depth, since 2016. Tears from God are those tears that come to confirm God's presence, to confirm that God is especially present at that moment for that particular point in time. And often it's associated with some sort of message I've prior received and wondered about. So, for example, if we use the concept of only one God, that came about and it played on my mind for months. It was the inspiration for the One God World book, but the actual concept itself was so hard to confirm within my own head. Even though I had that feeling for years myself personally, it didn't seem to gel with the other religions. Well, I know it didn't gel with the other religions as far as their teachings went, but I actually tend to believe that they actually all think there's only one God, but they're caught in the historical belief of that one God's only their God, which then complicates everything so much. So as that thought came to me, I would have tears in my eyes. And that happened over a number of months. And this was after the initial revelation in May 2016. So as I wrote the book and added so much to it, that kept playing my mind and kept going, is this really the case? Is this really, really the case? Because to put this out there publicly was a huge challenge. It'd be, I imagine, a huge challenge for lots of people. I would have to stand by it, and I'd have to justify it. So it wasn't until the book was almost complete that I was talking with Karen, my wife, one night in our kitchen actually, and I just said those sorts of things to her. Can we be sure that this is it? Now, I must be a doubting Thomas, obviously, because I'd had a number of times where the tears from God had come for this particular concept. But I guess it was so big that I just couldn't settle. So this one particular night, just prior to the book being published, I just said that question to Karen in the kitchen, and it just poured with tears. So at that moment, I accepted. I accepted. And that's what it's like regularly now. I've noticed ever since I experienced God through the Tears from God on my 25th birthday, while I was at a school's commitment day, back 35 years, that was my first day of actually receiving tears from God. And it happened when the principal prayed over me. She put her hands on my head and she prayed for me. Tears just poured. And there's this incredible feeling of heat going from the top of my head right down to my toes. And you could just feel it work its way through. And that was my 25th birthday. Ever since, I've had various occasions of tears from God. They may be messages, they may be feelings. I'm just thinking, a common one for a lot of people is at birth. When your child appears, in so many cases, there's just uncontrollable emotion. I would say that's not just uncontrollable emotion, that is God's presence there through a newborn, through a creation, a co-creation, a creation from God, Mother and Father. Something really, really special. I don't know if people see it like that, but I really would like them to think that they should and take on that challenge. Do they see God in that? So the tears from God are regular. They're very satisfying and fulfilling. They take away doubt. They confirm some particular message or feeling. And in my mind, over such an extended period of time, I'm convinced that they're real, that they are actually tears from God. So therefore, those revelations that occurred in May 2016 are also true, because they were confirmed over and over again with the tears from God. And they're being confirmed once again now as I write the second edition, and I have to add the detail for each of those particular revelations. It is an ongoing experience, because there's no way I'm going to write down an explanation for those particular revelations if they're not true. So I have to be absolutely true. I have to be absolutely certain of their truth. Tears from God, it's worth exploring. Everyone should explore it. When does it come? At those times when you're close to God. We have to make experiences occur where we're close to God. We have to do all those things that people have been saying for generations. We have to go to the desert. We have to escape the city life. We have to get into the quietness. We have to give God time to come to us. God is not IT. God is not social media. God is not instantaneous. God comes in God's time. And mostly, that's in the everyday, through everyday people, through prayerful experiences, through a real time where you are close with your God. You may not be prepared for it. You may not expect it. You may not even know it's happened. But these times are regular, and we just have to be open to them. We just have to be open to them. The possibilities, and then accept them when they come. Because that's what's going to help us become far better people. Each of us will become more whole, more complete, as God becomes one with us. And that invitation from God is always there. Always. We have to accept it.